All right, so we got some net tickets to give away, too. We'll be here for a little while longer. You'll hear Namath at 6, and tomorrow we will be at the Paley Center. Our last remote, our last show with guests, and then Friday back here for the last program. Joe in Lindenhurst, what's up, Joe? All right, Matt in Manhattan. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, if you guys need a Yankees fan for the daytime, I could probably move some things around.
Okay, there you are. Yeah, you can throw your hat in the ring.
Yes, as far as the Giants go, for Beckham, he's still got trade value, right? I mean, you could
I wouldn't trade him.
First-round pick for him.
I wouldn't do it, Matt. I think you're trading low. I would not do it.
Not even with a rookie quarterback who's
I would not.
Bully. He's going to bully him.
I would not do it. I would try to get a big year out of him. He knows he needs a big year next year. He's coming off a missed season. The biggest thing they've done is this is what I said this morning when I was on the football show with these folks this morning. I said the Giants were intimidated by his talent. All the way down the line, they were intimidated by his talent. And they allowed him to wreck the discipline or any level of discipline on that team. And that goes from the front office to the coaches. They were intimidated by his talent. And his talent is extraordinary, but he's been allowed to run amok because of that. The Giants had the same problem with Shockey. They were intimidated by his talent, but his talent wasn't as good as Beckham's. But they were intimidated by it, and they never disciplined him either. Glennon, and hopefully for them, Beckham turns out better than Shockey did. Now, he's been a player, too. Glenn, go ahead. What's up?
Mikey, how you doing?
Good.
I just want to say thank you for being part of the fabric of my life for the past 20-something years.
Thank you.
I'm a huge Giant fan. I'm a huge Ranger fan. I would kill to take my daughter to a parade. That being said, you were talking a little college basketball yesterday.
Yes.
Michigan State, Duke.
Yeah.
What about Seton Hall and the talent that they have?
Listen,
where do you put them?
I was talking about the teams that were the best teams in the country. So Duke, Michigan State, I mentioned Nova, I mentioned Wichita State. Those are the best teams in the country. I think Seton Hall's got a sound team. I think it'll be interesting to see how Seton Hall does this year. It'll be interesting to see how St. John's does this year. Villanova is clearly the class now. They're number 1 this week, because Duke got stunned at Boston College. But Villanova be out tonight, as a matter of fact, with their new number 1 seed, number 1 ranking. But I think that Michigan State, and especially Duke has a chance to be really good by the end of the season. Really good with this team. Andy in Tom's River. What's up, Andy?
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, Mike, props on Garoppolo, but you just said the same thing about Glennon, too. You remember that?
I never said, no. I
Yes,
said Glennon. Wait a second. I never once, ever said I would ever give anybody a first-round pick for Glennon. All I said was Glennon can play in the league. And Glennon can play in this league. That's all I said.
Okay, you still believe that, though? You still believe that?
Absolutely feel he can play in the league. Absolutely feel he can. And listen, they went and drafted a quarterback. A quarterback that they had to play because they went and drafted him after they signed Glennon to that contract. I still think Glennon, who is a very, can be a career backup, can still play in this league. I never compared him to Garoppolo. I told you I'd give up 2 number 1s for Garoppolo. I never said anything about that for Glennon, not even close. Garoppolo can be a star in this league. There's a big difference. I said Glennon could start in the league. That's a big difference from being a star. So I never compared the 2 guys, not even a little bit. And listen, Glennon was put in a terrible position there. Absolutely terrible. And, the kid has been very up and down this year. He hasn't even played that well in Chicago, but they got to play him. He's their future. So, I mean, Glennon knew that walking in the door that he was done this year, I thought the Atlanta game, first game of the season, he had him down on the 5-yard line, almost beat them. I thought he played okay in that game. He didn't get a lot more starts after that. He had a bad game at Tampa Bay. He had 1 bad game out of the games he started. I think he can play in the league. That's all. I think there's guys in the league who started who are worse than Glennon. But I never compared him to Garoppolo. Garoppolo said I gave up 2 number 1s for. That's a lot. That's putting Garoppolo in a league where I think he's going to be a top quarterback, which I do. I think Garoppolo's going to be a top, by top I mean top, a top 10 quarterback, winning quarterback, franchise-type quarterback. That's what I think Garoppolo's going to be. I think Garoppolo will be their quarterback for a long time. Neil in Greenwich, what's up, Neil?
Yeah, hey, Mike. I've listened to you from day one, and I started calling in the last year and a half more frequently, knowing you'll leave. I promised my wife and children they'll be listening to a lot less sports radio after Friday. So I just, so I was calling in, with a comment and a question.
Go ahead.
Don't hang me up on the comment.
Good.
My only comment is I hope you don't partner with Bill Simmons going forward. I know you're buddies with him. I just don't see that fit. I hope you don't. That's my comment. If you're interested why, I'm happy to say why.
Well, first of all, when no one was ever talking about it. I wouldn't see any partnership of any. We were talking about a partnership. I mean, we were talking about I might do something with his company, but we weren't talking about working together or doing a partnership. There was no. We're not doing a 2-man team or anything like that. That was never. Never in the offing.
Good.
That was never in the offing. No.
I'm glad of that because I will follow you where you go. But, so I appreciate that. My question, and this is probably the last time I talked, at least with the fan, was in the years you've been doing this, 30 years, okay, who is the player, so that'd be a New York player, and the coach, so that'd be a New York coach, that you've been most blown away by? Now, I'm going to guess it's LeBron as far as an athlete is concerned. So I'm curious as to who that player is and who that coach is and why.
I mean, talking about anybody who's been in the sport in the last 30 years?
In your period of time, he's been on a fan, yeah. In this part,
well, that takes in a lot of guys,
No doubt, but I'm figuring there's one guy who just popped top of mind.
Well, that takes in Michael Jordan too, though.
Sure,
yeah.
Absolutely. But just given the way you've described LeBron over the years, I kind of feel like he's your guy more so than Jordan.
No,
so
Jordan. Listen, I never said LeBron was better than Jordan. I never said that. No, LeBron's different than Jordan. They're very different players, and they're both incredible all-time talents. But he never. I never said he was better than Jordan. I've never said that.
Well, it's not necessarily who's better.
Right.
It's it might be Rivera. It's who's the guy that if you had to pick off the top of your head, the one guy in the years been doing that you're blown away by. It could be Mariano Rivera. It could be, I'm just saying.
No, I think I thought the guy that whose talent I was most impressed by. I think I would have to put a couple of guys there. Where I just talking about sheer physical talent. There would be a couple of guys. There would be Jordan and LeBron in basketball, both eye-catching, blow-you-away type physical talent. In football, there was Lawrence Taylor, who just looked like he was just, from a higher league when he was in his prime. In baseball, there were two, Griffey Jr. and Hamilton. Hamilton was at the top of his game. Hamilton was that good physically. He was that talented. Obviously had a lot of issues, a lot of problems. He was that impressive physically at the absolute top of his game. So those would be the guys that I would mention. LT at a time where it just looked like he really came from a higher league. The two basketball players who completely just blew everybody away with their physical talent, that would be Jordan and LeBron. And I would say Griffey Jr. for sure. And I would put Hamilton there as far as what I've seen in the time that I've been doing it. On the quarterback level, if you want a quarterback, the most physically gifted quarterback, just physically, forget accomplishments, the most physically gifted quarterback I've seen is Aaron Rodgers. In terms of movement, instinct, accuracy on the run, I think he's the most physically gifted. I didn't say he's the best quarterback. I said he's the most physically gifted quarterback that I've seen since I've been watching football. Here's the Bank Man.